Soldiers are very transparent. What you see is what you get. But in politics, it's completely the opposite. I still get blindsided a lot. You get stabbed a lot, actually, in the back, and sometimes in the front.
How would you describe yourself?
I'm your average Juan.
Halikayo, magsilapit kahit na po ilang saglit. Pakinggan niyo itong awit na di na mauulit. Pero wag pong magagalit sa mga iguguhit. Ang hagupit na sinapit, mapait, masakit, malupit.
When you ran for the first time, you ran on a platform against Lori Macapagal-Arroyo. What's your platform now?
It's the same actually as 2007. The agenda was anti-corruption. The tentacles of GMA are still there.
Your issue with Senator Enrile also involved him as a GMA tentacle.
He's a GMA lucky.
Gusto ko happy ka. Iyan po ang campaign slogan ng ating Senate President nung siya ay kandidato pa noong 2010 elections. Bumenta po iyan. Marami pong sumakay dyan. Pero ang nakakalungkot, sa pagpatakbo ng Senado, malayo ito sa katotohanan.
The information was enough for me to make a decision. If people are asking for evidence that will stand in court, that's not how I do things. In life, you receive information, you validate information. They may not stand in court. Not all of us are lawyers. But it will be necessary for you to make a decision, and I made that decision.
Either way, I have lost trust, faith, and confidence in Senator Enrile's capability to lead the Senate along the path consistent with the reform agenda that I espouse.
How did you feel? What was going through your head?
I was hyped up. Just like when I decided to go to Oakwood or Manila Pen, there wasn't even a dilemma.
I therefore manifest that I am leaving the majority and consequently joining the minority effective this day. Thank you.
From the outsider's perspective, Senator Enrile may be this behemoth, political behemoth that you don't cross swords with. But I don't look at things that way. Let's just say that it's just one of those days.
Mr. President,
I'm asking you a question.
That's irrelevant from this. I can cite several instances.
You know, it's irrelevant because
Yes.
you are telling falsehoods here.
I take exception to that statement.
I
Mr.
am
President.
saying you're telling falsehoods here.
Do you feel, sir, that that privileged speech led to the outing of the Scarborough issue?
Definitely.
You went to China, you asked the ambassador of the Philippines there, Madam Brady, for a meeting, and you said, do not take notes during our conversation, and you called the Secretary of Foreign Affairs a traitor.
That's part of my briefing, private briefing with Ambassador Brady.
Mr. President, I will refuse to answer if that's
Because
going
you
to be the
cannot
line.
answer the
No,
questions I'm
because
going
it's
to ask
going
you
to
about
be
your
improper.
meeting.
Of course, we can be civil to one another. We're not going to engage in a wrestling match. Or we can handle this thing as adults, as senators. But we don't necessarily have to be friends, right?
Was it civil for him to call you a liar?
That's it. That's his call. I would like to think that when the argument goes down to the level of name calling, then you've won the match, right?
Have you ever called the Senate President any names?
Not in that level. I would like to believe so.
You called him a bully. Do you feel that's not a negative comment? Is that not name calling?
I think that's a statement of fact. That's a statement of fact, and I was able to back it up. Actually, some people may look at it as a compliment. Bullies would prefer to be called a bully than a pushover, right?
What do you prefer to be called, sir?
As the guy who stops the bullies from pushing people over.
Why did you decide, sir, to join another party?
Join what party?
When you joined the Nationalist
Yes.
Party, what was the rationale behind that?
I believe the Nationalist Party reflected more of what Senator Trillanes and what the Magdalo is all about.
What does the Nationalist Party represent? What does the party stand for?
It stands for the nationalist agenda. We may be looking at the political personalities for now, but later on, we would like to embrace more, or the party ideologies eventually will be much more highlighted than the personalities behind.
What's your party ideology then?
It's the nationalist agenda, but since we are in the process of reforming, I am basically a reformist. So that reformist agenda should be part of that nationalist agenda.
What is the Nationalist agenda, sir?
The nationalist agenda, if we look back at the time when this was the party, the Nationalist Party was conceptualized, the issue was having sovereignty, because then we were under the rule of the Americans. We're a colony of the Americans. So self-rule, that's the nationalist agenda then. Okay? So now, the nationalist agenda should be what is the national interest of the prevailing times.
Isn't that the same interest as every party?
Yes, but you'll have to define it. The nationalist agenda is quite clear. We'll deal with the elections first, then we will sit down on the recrafting and reformulation and updating of the nationalist party agenda. It's quite clear.
Are you worried, sir, about the 2013 elections?
No, I'm not. When I say that I'm not afraid, I'm saying that I'm a fatalist. If it's gonna happen, if I'm gonna win, then that's going to be what it is. And if I'm going to lose, even if I pour billions of pesos into these elections, I'm not gonna win.
Why would they want to vote for you now, sir?
I really don't know. And I can't guess, actually. I'll just present myself at some point during the campaign and leave it up to them.
But you do want to win.
I'll just have to say that I will have to leave it up to them.
You're not sure if you want to win?
No. Look, public service is a privilege and an honor. This job is not a joke for serious people who really want to serve the public. But I'm not going to shirk away from that responsibility also. So if they give me that responsibility, I'll take it. If not, I will move on.
How will you sell yourself?
The way I am. I would like to believe that I've been a straight shooter. I can also present myself as that person who can stand up and protect your rights, and I'll do that even against political behemoths.
Si Juan ay sima na nagbalik bayan pagkatapos ng 9 na buwan. Inabutan sa tahanan matalik na kaibigan katalik ng kanyang asawa. Naghahalikan pa sila. Si Juan ay napamura. Sa impyerno kayo magsama. Di nakapagpigil-gigil, nagigil. Walang tigil, pinagbabaril sa bandang huli. Sarili ang kinitil.
Do you think you're a good man?
I hope so. I hope so.